first and 10. Newton. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And some room to roam now. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
And another thing that makes a comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
On first down, it's Newton. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. The 20. 5, and into the end zone. It's a pick-6 and a Packer touchdown.
Well, we went from scoreless to 13-0 in a hurry. First, their offense had the touchdown, and now the defense comes through with one.
You can't get a better 1-2 punch than that. Fall off a touchdown offense by getting one on defense. If they keep that effort up, you'll take the other sideline out of this one very quickly.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And, Charles, nothing like squaring off with a division opponent, a division rival in Week 1. Do you like that they are matching up this early, or would you prefer a game like this be a few weeks down the road?
I actually like the early matchup for a few reasons, Brandon. First of all, it allows you to see that the entire offseason and know, hey, right out of the gate, we're playing a division game. Second part is it spreads them out a little bit. If you just have them all bunched up at the end of the year, that's not as much fun watching teams try to survive that gauntlet when you do have injuries down the stretch. And last but not least, let's face it, we're TV people. What a great game to sell right out of the gate.
And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Newton looking to throw on 3rd and 1. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
Well, they've moved the ball okay here in these first 2 drives, but this one's going to, again, amount to nothing. They've got to start dialing up some plays that allow them to finish drives with points.
They snap it to Newton. Open here, Adam Thielen. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. They only needed that 1 yard going for it on 4th. I got to be honest, I thought they were going to stay on the ground. They surprised me. Did they surprise you?
I'm with you on that one. I thought they'd find a way to create some type of a power run and try and pick up the first down, but they decided keep the ball in the hands of the guy who could throw it, and it paid off.
Yeah, the decision paid off indeed. Kenny Clark, the big D tackle there to make the stop.
At the 43-yard line.
Throwing on 2nd down. Newton. He's going to find Jefferson open downfield. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
Well, he reminded us that he was a 1,000-yard receiver a year ago as he starts off Week 1 picking up right where he left off. He told us at the end of the preseason he was primed for a big year. He just gave us excellent evidence of his belief.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And this play goes nowhere, losing yardage back to the 15. Different story this time around. We had that huge gain, followed by a sizable loss here.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Now on 2nd and 13. Newton. Complete. Jefferson the target. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
drive coming up, and they need 9 yards on third down.
20.
Throwing is Newton. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down.
Now, that's going to be a tough one to explain when they get together and watch the game film, isn't it? I mean, they had the right call, had the out route. He's got to know where the first down sticks are, yet he steps out of bounds that close. Not their best play.
Here we go on 4th. Newton. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And the Packers D comes up with a big stop. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The speed of Jordan Hicks on display there as he gets the tackle for loss. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Packers 14, Vikings nothing.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Again, it's Jones. And this will be a gain of right around 3 from the 7 out to the 10-yard line.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And he's going to be taken down short of the first, right around the 15-yard line.
It's now 4th down.
Rodgers to throw for it on 4th. Got a man, it's Tunyon. And he is going to have a Packers first down as this defense cannot come up with a play that they need. In fact, they surrender a big chunk, 17 yards there on 4th down. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Lets it fly deep for Cobb. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Lewis C. And the Vikings are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line. Not the best of plays there as a quarterback. You're right-handed, rolling left, trying to throw it that far downfield.
I remember a coach of mine saying, son, that's the equivalent of trying to get the car keys out of your pocket with your opposite hand while you're trying to run. You just can't do it.
And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
I think they want to start getting back into this game. It behooves them to get better on first down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
This is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
4 minutes to play here in quarter number 2. Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. This one brought in by Jefferson. And he will not make it to that imaginary yellow line as they get him to the ground at about the 23. Running for it. Here's Cook. And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Packers are going to get the football back in excellent field position. Now a first down carry by Jones. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Tackle made there by Jordan Hicks.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. Touchdown!
Aaron Jones, 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Packers are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. Extra point up and good by Crosby. And that makes the score 21-0.
Vikings nothing. Mason Crosby to kick off for Green
Now after
Bay.
the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Eric Stokes. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable.
And it's a Packers touchdown. Aaron Rodgers, 3 first-half touchdown passes. And the Packers are able to widen their lead here in this first half. So a good start to the campaign so far for them here in week 1.
Yeah, all the things that you dreamed about in April and May and that you worked on in July and August, getting ready for this game, it's all coming together so far.
Crosby connects on the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half.
Vikings nothing. Mason Crosby to kick off for Green Bay.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line.
A lane opens here. He's past the 30. There he goes, right side. And they are not going to catch him. He's in. Touchdown, Minnesota.
I'm not sure that they have illusions right now of, okay, we're going to score 8 times in a row, we're going to be terrific. But to get one, that was huge for them. That has to feel much better right now.
And you're still in the first half. You do have the entire second half. There's something about that goose egg that just looked bad on that board, but now they've broken it.
Yeah, broken through. Can they maintain the pace? We'll see as we go along.
We'll see a return here from the...
And deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And his guys will take over at the 14-yard line in the red zone.
Let's just call that play exactly what it is. Needed, because they wanted to get back in the game, and they knocked the ball free, and now they have a chance to do exactly that.
They got the chance. Now they have to take advantage. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Darnell Savage.
And the Packersons are going to take over at their own 28-yard line.
Well, Brandon, as they say in popular culture, this one's going to leave a mark because they can see the end zone, but it'll stay out of reach because of their error. All their offensive teammates have to give the quarterback right now, offer a little bit of encouragement because what's done is done. Let's get
Sammy Watkins. He's going to go. Touchdown, Packers. 4 touchdown passes now for Aaron Rodgers.
And the Packers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Crosby with the extra point, and a route is on here in this first half.
Vikings 6. Mason Crosby to kick off for Green Bay.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand
that his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked off by Eric Stokes.
And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
So after the INT, it's Rodgers. Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. That is caught by Cobb, and it's a Packer touchdown. Aaron Rodgers on fire, his 5th touchdown pass of the ball game.
And the Packers will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Now Crosby for the point after. And the route is on here in this first half.
Makes the score Packers 42, Vikings 6. Mason Crosby to kick off for Green Bay.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
And with the score where it is, even though I think they'd love to get back to the locker room, they may be forced to try and get something out of this drive.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
It's a gain of 9.
one thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he get a good head of steam going.
And he's going to have a first down, but not sure it'll matter as the clock will continue to run.
So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half.
They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely. But you still have to go out and take pride in your work and try and put something together here in the second half.
From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Now Newton. Throw left side on target to Thielen. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 46-yard line.
On 2nd down, Cook.
And he stopped immediately there. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Here's Newton. And now here is another interception. Devondre Campbell, the linebacker, picks it. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line.
First down 10 at the 46-yard line.
They fake the give. Now Rodgers. And his throw is incomplete.
That incompletion certainly slows things down a little bit and brings up a very important call for 2nd and long. What do? Run and try and get some yardage and make it 3rd manageable? Or challenge the coverage again, hoping for a bigger gain?
Yeah, he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. Open man, here is Cobb. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards to play.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
Rodgers now on 1st down. He sets up the screen to Jones. And he is going to lose yardage here.
Brought down back at the 24-yard line.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Rodgers. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Aaron Jones with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns. And the Packers have taken a 6-touchdown lead. Extra point up and good by Crosby. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.
Mason Crosby to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And a great return, solid field position. He's up all the way to the 45-yard line.
For a quick second there, I thought we were about to have a repeat performance of a kickoff return for a touchdown. This guy's on fire today.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Devondre Campbell, the linebacker, picks it. 20! And into the end zone, it's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown.
Well, if there was any thought that this thing might turn around for this offense in the 2nd half, I think those thoughts pretty well dashed after that interception return there.
It just has not been a good outing for this unit whatsoever. There's no other way to say it. They've been overmatched, haven't performed to the level that they've needed, and that throw there is just going to contribute to this game getting out of hand.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, it's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Newton. And he fires one incomplete.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the third quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle, looking at each other.
And my goodness, another interception. And into the end zone, it's a pick-6 and a Packer touchdown.
Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they've got this game in the bag with this huge lead, and it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them, play it straight, do all the right things, but these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances, and that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return.
Running room at the 50. Look out. And finally stopped, but what a return all the way down to the 40.
For a quick second there, I thought we were about to have a repeat performance of a kickoff return for a touchdown. This guy's on fire today.
Coming off the pick-6, it's Newton. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
Well, someone is certainly having a big game, and while that sack doesn't quite have the splash of his pick-6 from earlier, you know he's thrilled to be making big plays during a great individual effort today.
Left side, Cook. And he'll be brought down at about the 42.
We're just looking at the scoreboard and where we're at in the third quarter. I don't know that it's going to matter much at this point, CD, but these small runs on the ground, they're not going to get it done.
No, they're not. And right now, the guys stopping the run have been superior in this ball game, giving them no openings, no seams, and now they've got this game well in hand.
He'll dump this off to Cook. And he'll be taken down well before the first at about the 36-yard line. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down. They just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
Kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit third quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag and just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The Packers on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. Here's Rodgers. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit, but as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
51 yards on the punt there.
And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week 1 because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. So these fans just kind of beside themselves right now. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. Only 3 yards on the pickup. They'll be left staring at a 3rd and 14. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call. So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. From the 50, Newton. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. That's been a blowout that's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
I'll tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. Here's Newton. Setting up the screen for Cook. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
Yeah, and on 3rd down, you know those pass rushers, they're in the starter's block. They're just waiting for the pistol to fire.
You can almost hear the defensive coaches on the sideline pre-snap. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Really good job there of identifying it and making the play to force 4th down.
And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They'll try and run some clock now with Jones. A.J. Boye up to make the tackle. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
1 yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 21-yard line.
Play action. Now it's Rodgers. Eluding the pressure right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Well, let's face it, not a lot left for them to prove in this game, but they're still throwing the football. I guess, of course, CD, you can always get the backups some work. There's new plays to try out. But some people, let's face it, they just want to run the score up. It's fun.
I love the way that you expressed that because you gave plenty of reasons why people like to do things. But ultimately, they just like to keep their foot on the gas, and they just want to tromp on teams. And what I like to see is, if you like to do that, how do you handle it when it comes back against you? On those days where someone can run it up on you, do you handle it the way that you expect your opponent to? If so, keep doing your thing.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Rodgers flush to his right. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Anthony Harris. And the Vikings are going to take possession as they got him at the 42-yard line. They exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just to...
And they get to Newton and take him down for the sack. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through to drop him for an 8-yard loss. Throwing on 2nd and long. Newton. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete.
And they're going to get this up to midfield.
And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
Open man as Thielen is complete.
And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
On first down, Newton. And he's got his man here, Beasley. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
15 more yards. That's another Vikings first down.
Newton on first down. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. This time, the extra point up and good as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
And this has been quite a performance to kick off the new year on the road, no less, as they try to finish things off here in the fourth quarter.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as he'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Rodgers throwing here. There goes a deep ball, end zone.
And this one almost intercepted. Had a chance to come down with it in the end zone, but could not hang on.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's Rodgers to throw.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. At this juncture, CD, you normally see teams pack in the passing game. They've got the huge lead. Not them, though. They're still taking their shots.
I remember reading in past history, there was a college football coach in the Hall of Fame whose nickname was Close the Gates of Mercy. But he wasn't really big on that. He was big on going ahead and scoring. He's kind of reincarnated right here. We're watching it in front of us.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
And they work this well upfield across the 45.
Another big play as they get 28 on that one. Now, this was not just the opener.